Hi, thanks for coming for a visit. I'm Mike Hanna. I'm the Training and Quality Manager here at Paws With A Cause. So I'm going to go over our training and what we do and how we do it. We started off here in our training apartment. We've got a full functioning training apartment where we practice in-home tasks, so interior doors and telephones and seizure response and crying babies and sounds for hearing dogs and all sorts of things. So we have trainers that do phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So we call it a phase system. The dogs come in, we do a temp test to make sure that they're safe and acceptable for the program, to get an idea of what type of work the foster puppies were doing and what the quality of the dogs are. Then they're examined by the veterinarian, and then we assign them to trainers. They do phase 1 and phase 2 simultaneously. So phase 1 is basic obedience, where we kind of take it up another level from what the foster puppy raisers have done. We also do what we call assistance dog obedience, so we teach the dog how to follow somebody through a doorway and kind of improve upon that a little bit from what the foster puppies had done. We work on under, just things that help the dog move through the environment with a client eventually, and things that help make them less conspicuous when they're out with the clients. Phase 2 is the retrieve. A lot of what the dog offers to clients is retrieve-based. So the dog can use its mouth, so it can pick things up off the floor, and it can deliver objects to them, and it can pull walkers to them, and it can open and close doors, it can retrieve the telephone, a lot of things that involve the use of the mouth. Then they come up to another building, so we've got 2 separate buildings for these phases in training, and they're assigned to another trainer for phase 3 work. And this is where we take the information the foster puppy raisers gave us, and then the information that the next set of trainers had, and then the phase 3 trainer combines all of that, and they have to make a match. They have to choose the right job for the dog based on its temperament, based on its physical abilities, and then they have to match the personalities. So you have to, the team has to like one another and want to work well with one another. At that point, when they've completed the training of the dog, we videotape it. The dog's been evaluated. We make sure that it's safe and that it can do the job. And then we ship the dog to a field representative that works in their environment. So that's part of the training process. Client services oversees that, but the training department works very closely with the field representative to make sure that that handoff and that transition goes well. The dog already knows its job, but the client has to learn how to use that dog and understand what the dog knows. So there is 2 years worth of an assistant dog's life in about 5 minutes.
Wow. So how long are the dogs actually here at Paws?
So they're here at the facility from 3 to 6 months. So hearing dogs and dogs for children with autism can take less, but the average is 4 to 6 months.
So I noticed that there is a door strap over on the door. Where does that equipment come from, or what exactly is that?
Sure. So obviously we're dealing with people with disabilities, and they have adaptive equipment, and we have to train the dog to work with that adaptive equipment or around it. So we have our own set of manual chairs and power chairs and crutches and the equipment that the dog uses. So there's special straps that are on the telephones and straps that are on the doors. We have things for commercial doors. So we have our own set of equipment here, and then yes, we have a department that makes this stuff for us, and we send that with the dog to the clients, and the field representative teaches the client how the dog uses them to assist them to open and close doors or deliver things or whatever the case might be.
How do you decide which dog goes to which client?
Well, so like we were talking before, there's the environment, there's the personality, there's the actual task work, but it's not that concrete. This is kind of the fun, magical part of it, is making that good, we call it the match. It's the really, really fascinating aspect of it. We can train dogs to do lots of things, but to actually have it be a working team, it requires a lot of effort on the part of the client. It's a relationship. And like any relationship, there's ups and downs, and there's changing as the needs of the client change, as they face life. You know, one of the fascinating things about what we do is we're training for kind of the unknown. Yes, they do this thing, but life throws curveballs at people. So how do we know? A lot of experience. We've done it a lot. We've made some mistakes. We continue to talk about it with clients and with other trainers and with client services. And in the end, it's just, that's what 35 years does for you, is it helps you do something like that. If you don't have any more questions, I appreciate you coming to see what we do and letting us share this incredible thing that we do with you.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.